Hello guys, this is Pap from Pap back at it again, and today we have a deck list that some of you actually asked for. I have more than a couple comments, so sorry if I did not mention you guys, but there are actually quite a lot of you asking for this. As you may have seen from the thumbnail, I'm talking about SPEEDROID, and this is coming actually, I think, 8 or 10 hours before the ban list gets applied. So but this is still actually post ban list, and we have the new skill already in game. The description of the skill is not updated yet, but it is actually already the new skill that is actually a little bit nerfed. So I think this is one of the nicest, spiciest and best way to play SPEEDROID after the ban list. They actually fell off the tier list pretty quickly. They're not even in the tier list, actually not even tier 3. A little bit surprised by that, but still I think they're very fun to play. Now that are not meta, they are even more fun. But before jumping right into it, guys, just a quick reminder: if you enjoy the content, please leave a like and subscribe. I really appreciate it, and it really helps me a lot. Let's jump right into it. So I'm here with yugioh. The skill is the same, but of course it's different, and this is what I thought about. So this is actually an updated version of another one that I already brought on the channel that relied on the rare Dicycle. Not for the first effect at all, because the first effect says target a SPEEDROID tuner from your graveyard, special summon it on your field, of course, and roll a dice. Each level becomes the result of the dice. So this is pretty, lucky and stuff. I mean, it still provides a body that can protect your life points, of course, but the spice comes after, because it says you can banish this card from the graveyard. Also, you do not have to wait for the following turn, so the same turn you send this card to the graveyard, you can activate this effect. After this effect resolves, synchro summon one winged synchro monster using monsters you control, including a SPEEDROID tuner monster. So this is so nice, as you may imagine, because we were playing triple Kydrake. You know what's the combo there. It's just black rose in your opponent's field during his turn. That's the combo. Of course, keep in mind that you can use this to summon anything of this, because these are all winged synchro monsters, so you can summon a crystal wing or other stuff. That's pretty nice. How to make this even more consistent, because the main effect we want to apply is the second one, we can just use Morella, Paleozoic Morella, to send a trap from your deck to the graveyard. So if you draw this, you can set up your field, send the Dicycle, and use its effect in the same turn you just sent it. And what's behind this? So we have the classic stuff here. Of course, if you have the third win, you can use it, replacing, I think, probably one of the card turbo, to be honest, and the Terratop, triple Taki Tomberg, a couple of card turbo, eventually just one if you have the third win, couple of double yugioh, one Denden Daiko Duke, and a double red dice, because it can be useful. After you send the first one, it might be useful to have another one to summon from your deck with the effect of Taketombrok. That's why I'm playing two. And then the spice comes here with the Morella. Lost Wind becomes kinda searchable, because you can just, with Morella, if you already have a Dicycle or you do not have the field set for your ACCEL Synchro, you can just use Morella to send the Lost Wind, and whenever your opponent special summon a monster from the extra deck, and it happens so often, you can just set this from your graveyard, so you need one copy. It's like you play 4, you know what I mean? And that's pretty nice. The extra deck is triple Kydrake, because that's the main purpose, to summon the Kydrake and pop everything during your opponent's turn with your Dicycle, one crystal wing, a couple of clear wing, one Stardust Shard to draw, and in Hagohida. That's the thing. So the combo but you will see in the replays, actually with this deck, I had to stop after 4 duels because I had 4 wins in a row. I accidentally ranked up. I didn't want to, because I wanted to rank up with you guys actually tomorrow, the day after this video comes out. With the ban list applied, we're gonna have a live streaming and trying to climb through KOG. So that's why I stopped. So with this, basically you either go into your classic combo that simply goes into, you can just go into the double yo-yo classic combo with the SPEEDROID Terratop, and you can just special summon SPEEDROID Terratop and then use some double yo-yo, summon the red eye dice that you send to the graveyard with the skill, because you can still do it, and then you can just stop there. Because if you do not use the effect, actually even if you use it after the end of the turn, the effect vanishes. So you have 1 + 4 + 3 that equals 8, that is Kydric. So you can just stop there. Of course, if you have a Dicycle, right? So if you have a Morella, basically, to send a red Dicycle to the graveyard. And at that point, you're chilling. You can just wait for your opponent's turn and you go red Dicycle to summon Kydric. Or otherwise, if you have the classic stuff and you can just have a level 3 tuner, one of these 3 guys, with the double yo-yo, you can just go into the classic Clear Wing Synchro Dragon, then use the skill to summon, to play the red eye dice from either your graveyard or your deck in order to have 7 + 1. But if you have a red Dicycle in your graveyard, actually in your hand, or a Morella, you can decide not to clear Crystal Wing, so not to summon Crystal Wing, so keeping the level 7 and the level 1, in this case of course the red eye dice, to have an hate on the field regardless of the monster you summon with the red Dicycle. So at the point you use red Dicycle in your opponent's turn, you tune Clear Wing and the SPEEDROID red eye dice, and you're good to go for your Kydric during your opponent's turn. That's really nice. This deck does not suffer from the nerf, to be honest, so I really love it. Hope you enjoyed this. Also, guys, keep in mind that the effect of red Dicycle can help you dodge some back rows when your opponent has, for example, a Canadia or a Book of Moon on one of your monsters that can be used for synchro summoning. If you have a Dicycle, you can use it to instantly synchro summon and dodge a back row. Keep in mind that. Guys, that was all for the explanation. It took even too long. Let's jump right into the replays. Here we go, my boys. Firstly, these are all replays from Legend Rank 3, and I actually, as you will see, I won actually 4 or 5 in a row and I got to Legend Rank 4. So that's where we're starting from tomorrow for the rush to KOG. It's us to go first. We have the Chandelier to get the Terratop, so a very nice beginning. Then we have the Terratop to get the double yo-yo, but we have a card turbo in the graveyard, so that we can summon with the effect of yo-yo. So at this point we can just go with the skill, the new ones. With the new one you have to send a card from your hand to the deck to send the red eye dice, and you cannot send anything else other than red eye dice from your deck to the graveyard. So double yo-yo, as you can see, to summon the red eye dice. And I think here, as you can see, the Terratop it's not even needed, because you can just go into the Agohira at this point. Actually I misplayed because I had to keep the card turbo. The best way would have just gone to go into to revive the red eye dice, change the level to 6 to have the Clear Wing, then the skill to summon the red eye dice back from the graveyard. 7 + 1 is 8. Instead, with this, we have to rely on the level that we draw when we summon the guy with their Dicycle. So keep in mind, I just misplay right here because this was the first duel basically, but that was actually a sure field set for the Kydric summon. So as you can see, this is the actually tier 1 Destiny Heroes. It's got Destiny effect after Decider, then he went straight to Polymerization because he was afraid of me doing something. So first Sunrise, grabbing the Miracle Fusion plus Liquid Soldier to draw 2, discarding a Malicious, then second Miracle Fusion to go into the second Sunrise, actually first Miracle Fusion into the second Sunrise, and then a Recovery, Fusion Recovery to grab a Destiny Hero and a Polymerization to go into Dystopia. At this point, what we want to do is red Dicycle to see if we have a chance. And look at this, like we pulled the red dice, and in this case we have 2 case scenario. if red eye dice, if the result of the dice is a 5, we have Kydrake because we have 5 plus 3, and the result is still in favor of Kydrake if we get 3, because 3 plus 5 is 8. So we have 2 chances out of 6 and we got lucky. 3 is what we needed, so it's got polymerization at this point. Red dice equal to ACCEL Synchro into Kydrake. So what happens is that Kydrake gets summoned, Dystopia gets summoned, but I get to activate the effect of Kydrake on summon to pop everything. He can chain Dystopia to pop my Kydrake, but still, look at this wonderful effect, because with Kydrake I get to add the monster from the deck to my hand, a SPEEDROID monster. So he went with Malicious, set a card and attack for 800. Of course it was nothing because we already have the double yo-yo to go into a Clear Wing and then Crystal Wing, so we were chilling at this point. Double yo-yo to get the Terror Top, I went with that, grabbing the Card Turbo, then I went with Card Turbo Special Summon to go first into the Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. We're not done yet because he's got correct down to steal that, but guess what, we can summon Taketomborg to have another Card Turbo and he's scooped. I could just attack both of those because I could have gone into the Stardust Charge Warrior, then use the effect of Card Turbo from the graveyard to boost it, and then attack both to get rid of those. And at that point, he's got nothing to, to come back with, because at the point, no cards on the field, just one card in hand would have been too much. You know what I mean? So that's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Second duel, my boys, we have Playmaker, so I expect Orcust, of course. It's him to go first, just triple set and he's done. So we got Clearing Acceleration, return the then Daiko to send the red dice when we have just double yo-yo, as you can see, using the effect of red dice just summoned to make it level 6, so we have a level 7 in total. Clear Wing is here, then the skill to resummon the red dice, boom. At this point I went with Kydrake, as you can see, to pop everything, and he's got the Chalice to stop me, but we're chilling. I could have waited at this point just because I get these two, but I'm still chilling because I have plenty of stuff to protect myself. I can also summon the Marilla from the graveyard, keep in mind as a monster, so it's got the... I went with Marilla first to send the Lost Wind, so just in case I can use that. So as I told you, Lost Wind is searchable, and then we have Galatia, of course this is Orcust. Lost Wind gets its effect applied, so I can set it, but keep in mind, I don't know if he knew that, but I cannot use this the turn I set it, so I have to wait for next turn. It's got all the Orcust stuff going on with the Orchestrated Battle coming out. Then it's got 3 effects to get some life points out. Cosmic Cyclone number 1. I activate the red eye dice equal just to have a body on the field. It's got the second Cyclone to get rid of the Lost Wind, unfortunately. No level 9 for us, so we cannot use the effect. Actually, the red dice is banished. It's got the Dingirsu to get rid of the Kydrake. That gets me the Terror Top from the deck. He attacks that and he's chilling, but guess what? It's so easy to get another Kydrake out. Terror Top to begin with, grabbing the card Turbo, that is the only card we're missing. Then we have the double yo-yo to revive the red eye dice, and then level 5 Hagoira. We're not done yet. We can summon the card Turbo special summon. 5 plus 3 is 8, but guess what? We're using the effect to negate the effect of everything, so he cannot protect from destruction, he cannot use the effect of Babel. Then Taketombo to summon Den Daikoduke, boom, into Clear Wing Synchro Dragon. Are we done yet? We can use Den Daikoduke to summon the red eye dice. Again, Crystal Wing hits the field, look at that all the way. And at this point, Card Turbo to get the boost, so we can just go for lethal through that attack, through the Dingirsu. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Here we go, my boys, interrupting a rank up right here against Solomon Muto. Let's see what he has. It's him to go first. Sad monster, sad card. We have nothing more actually than that, because we have just a couple of tuners, but we have a lot of trap cards, right? So it's got the 10-10 summoning the Beast of the Forest, and I used the Morale to send another one, because if he summons the level 4 Fabled, that negates every card your opponent controls, every card your opponent activates. If he if you and your opponent have the same number of cards in hand. That's why I did this. Actually, I was afraid of the number of cards you control, but it was not like that. There you go, as I predicted, the Fabled Unicorn, Lost Wind, just in case to negate that. The negation of Lost Wind, keep in mind that is permanent. So, as well as the attack cut in half, it's got the old entity Hastor to go through. Lost Wind gets set again. The Tie That Binds is not enough to get the lethal. So, let's see if we get just one non-tuner monster. There you go. Red Dice sent to the graveyard with the skill. Red Dice equal to summon him, and we got a 6. Not what we needed, right? First Take Tomborg, then Card Turbo, and at this point he used Book of Moon. He misplayed because he targeted the Red Eye Dice, and I don't care. But if he targeted any of these two, keep in mind that I could have used the effect of Red Dice equal to instant Synchro Summon, so just to dodge the Book of Moon. Keep in mind that. So it's got that misplay, but we can just go with Stardust, Charge Warrior, and guess what? We draw a card and then Card Turbo to get the boost. Boom, boom, clearing the field, but unfortunately the effect of Old Entity Aster got my Stardust Charge Warrior stuck. He cannot attack. He's got the wind up Keaton, send that back to hands. Not the best of the ideas, right? So at this point I just summoned my boy Synchro Summon into Clear Wing, and I do not have lethal yet, but I can just go with Crystal Wing, and at this point there's nothing you can do. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. My third win in a row, and this was such a long duel, an epic duel. This guy was playing a very nice deck. It was a Phantom Knight, but with Paleozoic stuff. So we got the double yo-yo with, as you can see, this is just what we need. Just the skill plus yo-yo and you're good to go, because you're going to Clear Wing, use the skill, you summon the Red Dice back, and then at this point I summoned Card Turbo, and this was a misplay, because if I'm planning to summon a Kydrake that pops everything, of course I should have kept this in hand, right? So anyway, I summon it, and then I have a Morel at this point. As soon as he summoned that, he's got the double. I went with the Morella, toggle on, sending Red Dicicle, using the effect of Red Dicicle, ACCEL Synchro into Kydrake, popping everything, and no Exceed Summon for you, my man. So he went for the Search of Phantom Noise Wing to hand, double set, and he's good to go. Another Morella, not the best, but we're still good. Lost Wind to reduce the attack and negate the effect, actually not needed anymore. It's got Phantom Knight of Ancient Clock's effect, so I guess it's gonna go all the way again with the double rank 3. So it's got Dante, so that's where I understood it was not the classic Phantom Knight, so he got rid of that. Kydrake gets me a Search, a Terratop, a very nice Terratop to begin with. So there you go, Terratop to begin with the Search, of course looking for the double yo-yo. Morella to send a Redicicle, used the Canadian effect to Spirit Summon itself. We got the double yo-yo, reviving the Red Dice, and boom, Synchro Summon into Stardust, Charge Warrior. Why not drawing, you know? It's got the Lost Wind that comes back, so we have to keep in mind that. So keep in mind that Lost Wind, if you play against triple Lost Wind, it's kind of exhausting because you have 6 negations to deal with. I just busted that up, but he's got the Lost Wind, another one. This was the second one plus the first one that comes back. So in the end, I could not get rid of everything, so everything is safe. It's got triple monsters used for the Phantom Knight's order to make it level 2, and to go into Opabinia. So with this he can activate trap cards from his end. He went with the Olenoides to pop the Redicicle. I activate that in response, that's just to have an additional body on the field. And look at that, I was so lucky to pull out a 2, so Red Dice becomes 2. Stardust Charge Warrior is 6, so we're chilling, but I know he has a Lost Wind right there, so you have to be careful. He went with Dante, then attacking with the Silent Boots, getting a Phantom Knight's wings, setting it, and then he went to attack. Red Dicicle, Synchro Summon to go with Canada. Guess what? Second Red Dicicle to make the Synchro Summon successful into Kydrake in defense position, because I know he's got the Lost Wind right there. Once comes back and the other one gets activated. I tried to pop everything, but of course I could not, because Lost Wind negated my effect. But look at that. Then in defense, because at this point, you can't go past that. And I'm not gonna waste your time, I'm gonna make this quick. Nothing happened after. He tried to go through that, but he just couldn't go through my body, my 2800 booty, Kai Drake. That's how you do it, my boys. There you go. Last but not least, my rank up duel, and this was a quick one because actually the duel took long because my opponent was thinking a lot, but he couldn't go past this. Look at it. It's ACCEL for this raging pendulum. So unless he gets a pendulum call to get his skills undestructible, and even if he does, I can still pop all the monsters he summons before he synchro summons or XC summon. But yet, unless he gets that, I can also pop the skills, right? So it's me to go first. I grab the Terratop, this time not messing up. Use a special summoning Terratop, grabbing the double yo-yo, summoning double yo-yo to get back the red die dice at this point, the effect to make it level 6, and then clear wing, then the skill to make it to summon the red die dice back on the field. And stopping there, we have a 1, a 7, and a Morella. So draw phase, you know what, I didn't want to risk it. Morella to send the red dice school, so we're ready for the ACCEL Synchro. At this point, it's got the Endymion, so it is actually one of the best version, the one with the Magistus. It's got the very added. At this point, he's trying to draw a pendulum call, I guess, but he couldn't do it. Trust me, guys, he was waiting for so long, but he actually couldn't do nothing. Even if he had the skill and sets the skill, I can just pop the skill. I can just pop the skill using the ACCEL Synchro, summoning Kai Drake, or I could have waited for him to summon all the stuff and then pop everything. 4 monsters plus the skill. Guys, really nice. I think this deck is KOG worthy. SPEEDROID are still a very good option if you wanna reach KOG. And this is just a very nice version to use if you find it satisfying to clear all your opponent's field during his turn. That's the version you're looking for. Guys, that was all for today's video. Sorry for a little bit for the lack of content of these last 2 weeks, but I was on vacation, I told you. Now I'm back. We're starting back stronger than ever with this video. Tomorrow live streaming, and then after tomorrow we have the BANLIST applied, so we're gonna have a lot of deck list revisited after the BANLIST, after the release of tons of cards. Of course, guys, if you have some questions, don't be afraid to ask them in the comment section down below. If you have any doubts about this deck, I'm gonna be glad to help. Thanks a lot for watching, and as always, see you in the next one.